I think it was really smart last game that Ant came off the bench with the second unit. Because when he came in, he just started getting buckets. Steph started the game getting buckets, and I think it really spread it out, opened Steph up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
and is ridiculous, isn't he?
He's unbelievable. So first game against Canada, he subs in immediately, reverse layup, mid-range jump shot, crazy. He's just, what do you do with him?
The dude is just, if someone's like, man, you never know if like the guys are going to be able to translate the scoring. I go, brother, there's no such thing as translation with him.
Right.
You just put him in a basketball game and he's going to put the ball in the circle.
Well, that's what I thought about like Brandon Ingram last year. I told you he would leave USA in scoring way off. He didn't even play the last couple games, right? I can't get a good feel for who would be good in FIBA and who wouldn't be. Like Carmelo Anthony, really good in FIBA. He's a stretch.
He was really good everywhere.
Yeah, he's really good everywhere. You're right, but it's just different in FIBA. Ant just no one could just. I think he's just his talent is so supreme. It doesn't matter where he plays. He's one of those guys.
No, he's in that cloth, man. I mean, like, listen, Kerr said it last year. You could already see how his teammates react to his scoring. Like he'll hit a shot and Katie's just like shaking his head. Like there's a respect for him. Yeah. And it started with their run last year in the playoffs, where he like went from being like this young star to being like, yo, no, I'm one of like the new guys. I'm one of the new guys. And people like looked at that. Especially, I mean, Katie knows. He just went against him and they had that moment in the playoffs where he smiled at him when Katie was talking to him. That was a welcome to like the superstar conversation. You know what I mean? He was already an all-star. He already achieved that. We know that. Then we saw an all-star go to a superstar. The only time an all-star can ever form into a superstar is in the playoffs. No one gives a fuck about a regular season. You do it in the playoffs. That's where you see a guy go from here to there. That's what we saw with Luka. We've seen it with now Ant. We've seen it with Tatum. There's only a couple who have done that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why originally I think people had those conversations for Book. It's gone away, and people still have a high respect for him. That's why he's on USA. But in terms of like superstar, when they made that run with Chris, people are like, oh, yo, this dude's going to be one of those guys competing for championships the next 4 or 5 years.
When you see someone doing it on the biggest stage, I think that just changes everyone's mind, right? And that's what happened with Booker in 2021.
Yeah, and I think we expected after that team, especially because they were so young. Yeah. Think about what the Suns are now. Like, we were like, yo, this dude's going to be competing for championships. He's going to get one. Whether they will win this year or not, like he's going to be competing the next 3 or 4 years. And it went the complete opposite way. They just haven't been able to like get back there. Ant is in a similar position now. He's young, but his talent, bro, his explosiveness, he has things about him that, bro, like people just don't have. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody has. So it's just, and you've seen it. You see it when he's on the floor with Book and all the other guys. It's Ant's show, bro.
Well, okay, so I want to ask you, I feel like this happens every Team USA in the beginning where everyone's too nice and passing the ball. No one wants to be that guy. And Ant's just, no, I'll go shoot the ball, right? That's the difference.
Well, that's because he's just like, bro, that's what an alpha does, though. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, Jordan and Magic and Bird, and Bird sat down on that corner with he Pac's like, I'm not even in this. I know what time it is. Magic, if you want to find out the hard way, find out that way.
Right.
They went at it, bro, but it was clear. Everybody's like, yo, it's Michael's team.
Right.
And like sometimes you have to do that. You know what I mean? Now, Ant's not doing that because LeBron and Curry, all this, are obviously on the team and it's still their show. But Ant was like, yo, listen, when I'm on the court, bro, I got to be me. You know what I mean? And that's how I'm going to be effective here. And I think they realize that. So I think when people see Book and all these other guys like, moving out the way and letting Ant have the show, it's not because they're scared or being passive. I think these guys are strategically being smart. Like, yo, we can't all be on this time, otherwise it looks nasty.
Right.
They're trying to win. You know what I mean? You got Devin and Stephen and Katie. These guys are all used to the ball, all going through them. You can't all be in the mindset of what Ant has. It's great Ant has it. He's young and that's what he does and he's doing it great.
Right.
You can't all be in there and be like, they're going to have to play around me. Otherwise it'd be a catastrophe. You let Ant do that. Everybody else finds ways. Devin's so tactical that he could be a spot shooter. He could be an Allen Houston for this USA team.
Right.
We don't need him to be Phoenix Devin.
He can get his with minimal dribbles. And just
two dribbles. He's very tactical, bro.
Yeah.
That's how he's always been. His shit is in like a box, bro. You know what I mean? Like he's very elite with that.
While Ant kind of gets the ball, steps back,
he needs a little bit more room. Devin can just move out the way and be like, that's how they're going to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he knows this. This is what high level basketball players know. So this is why when I see them do this, I'm like, we're going to win.
Yeah.
Because I see everybody already positioned in this. So it looks good.